Well, we're back. Today we're going to show you where our septic tank and cistern and fish pond and a few other things go. And our electrical dilemma. Never an old subject. You notice in this, where we're opening the camera up, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 meters showing. These are on our property, or the government's property. I'm not sure which. Now, can I get a? Yeah. You notice we got a meter right here. It's sitting on a piece of bamboo. These people have electric service. With that, let me see if I can. There's another pole. There's meters on that too. Yeah, I'll figure it out here. I'm old, but I'll get it eventually. Oh, while we're here, we're going to do, what am I pointer? We're going to do some 4-foot by 20-foot planting boxes in front of each of these faces. We're going to grow vegetables and flowers. The vegetables are to give away to the locals, flowers for the church. Now, there are videos previous to this, but we're looking at Google Earth. It's not been updated for a while. You'll see a big slab goes right through here. That area between, that's our Baje Cubo, 6 years old counting. A storm tore one of the backs of the seats off, but we have to fix it if we ever get back to the Philippines. I could give it to one of the help and just buy a new one. It'd probably be cheaper than having them fix it. You'd think they know how to work with bamboo, but that's not the case. Here's one of our mixers over here. The other one's up on the roof over there. I just barely see it right here. That's just the end of the drum. There's a hole down here. You can just see some piece of plywood laying over near it. That's where the septic tank goes. This big pile of stuff, no, wait a minute. This is the septic tank right here, where all that grass has grown up. And septic tank is 12 feet by 8 feet and 9 feet deep. It's got like an egg crate divisions in it. So you have 2 digesters. An enzyme digester is the first one. A yeast bacteria digester is the second one. It's only 2/3 the size. Then we have a place for water treatment. It's got a glass lid on it for killing the bacteria. And then we have a storage section that overflows a downpipe to go to, it's the gravel underneath of the septic tank. It's the full size of the hole. It's 25 centimeters deep of 3/4 stone, covered with a piece of polyethylene to pour the floor to keep the cement out of it. And if it goes above the standpipe, then there's overflow down the hill. But it'll have been purified 3 different ways before it goes out that. So we're going to use that for watering the garden. You can't quite make it out. It's right behind the house here. But there's this tree, like a bush right here. And it starts at that and comes this way. And it was supposed to be 21 feet by 24 and 10 feet deep. But there was a communication problem, and we were there at the time. So I take the blame for this. I asked a guy to measure it. He climbed down the hole. I gave him a 25-foot tape. He read the numbers off of where we have the rebar sticking up for the walls. The floor was already poured. He gave me a size. I wrote it down. I didn't verify anything. I didn't realize that he can read the tape, but he can read it in inches or centimeters. That's why I picked him. He speaks some English. if he needs an advance on his pay or something, I know what it's for. So he speaks some English. Unfortunately, he can't translate numbers. He reads them to himself in Tagalog, and then he tells me what they are with what he thinks to translate to as far as English goes. That didn't work out. I think he added inches to centimeters, and then didn't know the number for what he come up with, and he tried to guess what it would be. After you get from 1 to 10, things go south. Anyway, I don't know if we have the. Can't see the worker's house. It's 80 square meters just behind us. This is some kind of thing like hard, gritty tasting grapes. It's a multicolored leaf thing. Don't know what it is, but the locals like it, and they can eat all they want of it because I think they're terrible. We have JoJo's tricycle, a couple of our water barrels that we pour with. We redid this fence twice since this picture was taken. It still looks like crap. We got an iron gate that Benji Boy Welding has done for us. It's a 12-foot long dragon and a 8-foot long dragon, 2 pieces. Let's see if we can drive down the other end of this house. I don't know who that guy is. Oh, it's fairly convenient here. We've got a place that they make hot lunches. Another place that makes stuff to eat. This is a tricycle waiting station, and this is the jeepney loading station. We don't get many jeepneys out here. But we're on a paved road, as you can almost make out. Oh, here's go around. It's a, I'd call it a 2-lane road. In the Philippines, that's a 2-lane road. Where are we? Oh, here we go. This is our electrical pole right here. And I forget how you zoom this. Do I zoom the... Maybe you zoom the picture, I'm not sure. Okay. This thing you can't quite see here, that's the top of it. That's our electrical mast. Our electrical mast. Right here. There's the transformer. It's not directly over our mast, but you can tell it's pretty darn close. I mean, it's framed in the same picture. And this is a joint. The electric comes in from the other side of the river to here, and then it splits left and right and goes up and down the road. But we're in line before anybody else is on any of these roads, because we're where it lands. I'm not sure why they won't give us electric, but they keep paperwork on us this and paperwork on us that. Oh, since this picture was taken, I'm pretty sure that the whole thing is skim coated inside and out. It's poured concrete, so you have to skim coat poured concrete if you want it to look nice. But obviously, the straight concrete, the way it's cast, makes an acceptable building. We can go down here just a little bit. Oh. This is our local transportation truck. It's a motorcycle carry-all. This girl has a tricycle for carrying passengers down to the hanging bridge, or the boats that cross the river right behind us over here. But this one belongs to her brother. He owns a vulcanizing shop. She owns a Sorry Sorry store. So you can get potato chips there or about 4 more before you get very far down this street. Okay. You need to back this up a little bit. Okay, this hole here we're going to see probably in a, I might see it in this video, depends how long it gets, or the next video for sure. This is where our fish pond goes. It's longer than the cistern one. The cistern is right here. There's the tree that you saw in the picture. So the cistern is directly below this. This is an extension pipe that goes to nothing. It's counterbalanced because the hillside over there is shored up with cement bags full of sand. But we had to come out here to L up so we have the clean outs. These orange pipes are 4-inch and 3-inch. I guess there's 4 of them, 2 each. They come out of this the laundry room and the spiral staircase, and they go down around the house that way, and they come up here and go around the house this way, and they meet up on the opposite side at the septic tank. Not shown in this, though the things. I think the septic things are underneath of these. These are 2-inch PVC, and any place there's a sharp bend, it's the coiled kind, so you can pull stuff through it. And our water lines run through this to everything on the property. So you take a shop vac and a plastic bag and a fishing line, and you suck the fishing line through it with through the pipe, and then you tie a piece of braided rope on it, like 1/4-inch rope, and you can pull that through with the rope, and then you tie your water line on it and pull it around there. It goes around 60 feet a second when you pull that bag through, so it's not a real long thing. This is Boyette, and Boyette is this is last year. That's why it's got some skim. No, this is paint. There's skim coat, no skim coat. He's making the forms for the cabinet boxes under the main kitchen and also the dirty kitchen. We'll pour concrete between the boxes, and over top of them is the countertop. It's all poured concrete. We don't use hollow blocks. Hollow blocks cost more. And there's a video that will prove that. It's probably 6 months old now. Up here you see a column. You see an upper tie beam. You can barely make it out because of the contrast, but there is a lower tie beam. There's the column on the other side. There's in this case, a 36-inch round window with a complete jamb with all the steps in it. That's one casting. That's one piece of concrete. It was framed up for a 14 by 24-inch beam at the top and a 14 by 18 beam at the bottom, completely flat. And then there's a piece that sets in the form that makes this recess on each side, brings it down to 7-inch wall thickness from 14. And then this window form clamps between that, just hangs on a couple of the through bolts. So you pour that in a day, and you have the window opening, the 2 tie beams, 2 columns, and a wall. These walls are probably 8, 10, 12. They're about 16 feet on the outside of the column. So you take away the 30-inch columns, and what's left is the space that would be inside the room. The thing is, it looks like a flying saucer on the top. Our wind turbine goes up above that, and there'll be some glass walls that are air boosters. Puts all the wind that goes across that roof goes through the turbine. It's fixed. There's no adjustments, no electronics, nothing. And over here, we're going to build a concrete water tank to store the house water, other than the cistern. This will be city water up here. But we can pump the cistern into it if we want to. This white down here you need to keep concrete wet when you pour it. And we were pouring it in August, and sunny as the devil. It was 100 and some degrees. Couldn't get anybody to water things down on the first one. I got a spider crack, and I said, that's it. No more of that. So I got Catalina to go looking at some paint. She come back with something called Coat Saver. It's a latex paint for concrete. And as we took each side of the form off, we took the bolts out, and as we laid the forms down, we had a guy standing there with a paint roller. And he put a coat on that day, and he put a coat on the next day. That retained the water in those columns, and none of them cracked. Now, the walls, we didn't paint them. But from the bottom of the window, right almost the center of the window, down, basically to the top of the beam, there's a crack in 9 out of 10 of them. Didn't crack at the top. That's a wider section. But it did crack here. Had to go someplace. These bottom windows down here, the ones that are 5 feet 6 or something, we got a crack at the bottom of those right down to the floor. And the floor is the bottom of that pour, so it's couldn't go any farther. It just went as far as it could. And the skim coat filled it up. First pass fills it right up. So it's a crack you can see, but it's not a crack that opened up anywhere because there's rebar in this thing. And these little holes are fans for the ones you see here for bathrooms, but there's also one for the vent hood on the stove, things like that. So let's see where we are on the earth here. Oh, golly. Decagon house. Okay. This is, she was calling it Decagon house. And then we decided that Villa Feliz is a villa. We may as well be a villa. So she changed the name to Villa Feliz. The first house we designed, we didn't build, much more complex and bigger. And that was Rohr's Castle. She named it for herself. She's into naming things. It reminds me of a World War II pillbox. Some of the Japanese would have gun emplacements in. It's all solid concrete. Okay, across the street here is and it's an interesting little artifact. This is built by Habitat for Humanity. Jimmy Carter was here personally, helped put it up. And we call it Isaiahville. That's the name that the Bering guy put on it. It's known by either, you know. We have a river that looks like a crocodile, but it's not. It's just a place in the water. Obviously, we're not very far from this river. It's navigable both directions. It goes to a town called Ternate, which is out of the frame of the picture. And then that's the delta. Contrary to the blue in the picture, it's a brown sewage-looking thing when you get down to it. This is the bottom of Manila Bay. It's even dirtier than our river. They call this the delta right through here that you can't quite make it out. But after that, it starts cleaning up. And there's resorts and swimming places all along here. I think they're too filthy to swim in. Well, Bonifacio Shrine, that's the guy that helped found the Philippines. Separated them from the Spanish. And you can tell once you get offshore, you actually got the blue. Let's see, what is that? That's South China Sea. Craigador Island. Manila's up right here to the right, and Craigador is it's got an airport. You know, my wife used to take a boat, power boat, go back and forth and sell fish and stuff over there. But she can't swim. Didn't bother her. She can't swim. I forget the name of all these other islands. Des Marinas is a shopping place. It used to be the capital of the province a long time ago. I don't want to zoom in on this because this is other vloggers that have YouTube channels, and I just found out where they are from watching the videos and marked them on a map. Where are we? That's the road to Naik. Gotta find Ternate again. A beanie. Oh. Naik is a major town. Doesn't show on the thing. You do a lot of shopping over there. Bonifacio Shrine, it's worth visiting. It's kind of a nice done thing. I can ride a motorcycle to it. We got the paved road. They've recently paved road up to that. We're back to Isaiahville and the Decagon house. This is our 87 square meters, plus the front porch, which is now got walls around it. And the back is our foreman and his daughter. And the front is his brother and his wife and the baby. And when we first started, we had another 3 brothers living in there. Some live over here now. One lives in Ternate. One of them lives in Manila now. They pretty much moved away. This is 22 minutes and 30-some seconds. Let's just stick on this. We're going to start a new video for the progress update on the septic tank and cistern. This is a different point in time. What you're looking at here, there'd be a tie beam, another tie beam, and that tie beam. Black plastic goes over that, and then rebar 8 inches on the center, both ways. The rebar starts at one side, goes clear across the slab. The piece you cut off on when you get to the other side, that starts the next row. And that keeps any of the joints from being lined up in a row. It staggers them, plus there's 0 waste. If you do have a little piece of waste, any place you have like, the columns are here already, though you can't see them in this picture. Where the floor is going to go around the column and be an inside corner, you take those short pieces and you put one that's 2 or 3 feet long, and then one that's a foot long, 4 inches away from it, and you reinforce that across that corner, 45 degrees from the face of the things you're reinforcing. This is just plastic and stuff laying in the center. But we poured 10 wedges like this because we didn't use ready mix trucks. It's hand mixed and 8 inches thick. And this wall is 24.5 feet that way and 22 feet this way and about 9 feet that way. So it's a fair slab all on its own. It's like 35 bags of Portland cement. Would be 70 sand, 90, 105 gravel. And that's enough. Once they pour that and just give a moderate finish on it, I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They've worked today. They get the rest of the day paid, just like they worked all day. I don't find something for them to do the rest of the day. And we pay a bonus on the pour day. And we play a game where you guess how many bags of Portland cement it's going to take. The prize isn't much as 150 pesos, and second place is 100. But they enjoy it. We kind of enjoy it. We get the guests too, but I've never won a peso on it. I come close because I can calculate it in the computer, and I don't subtract for the rebar and some other stuff. But I'll hit it within 2. But we have somebody who's going to land right on top of it every time. Anyway, the segments are on top of tie beams that are 24 inches wide and 18 inches thick, and they're seriously reinforced. They're like footers on a regular house, and the floor's poured on top of the footers, and the edge of that floor is 12 inches up onto that beam. So the floor is basically also like a footer, and the crack that's between the 2 slabs is under a future wall. So that when you walk around the house, you don't think it's made out of sections, but it really is. The center is one big round piece. That's 24 or 25 feet across in feet. It's just they call it the dining room. There's 2 of us. We can have any size table we want in our dining room. I don't know, maybe use roller skates to get around to get the food from the other end. Not much else to see here. Anyway, this is where it is. It's across the street from Isaiahville, and it's next to the Maragon River. And we have views of the mountains. I should have showed you that one. We had the little man up. It's downhill behind the house. It's kind of scenic. This is Gloria and her sisters and some of her kids have started vegetable farming down there. We don't take any cut off of their vegetables. We don't charge them anything for use of the land. Benefit to me is that they keeping this cultivated. We don't have to worry about those monstrous grass fires that swept across the place and killed the mango trees, coconuts, banana plants. Everything we plant got burned up 3 or 4 times, so we don't plant anymore. But they're planting down here, and that's got part of it blocked. And there's some other stuff going to be built over here, and there's some houses over here now. So, okay. End of the video. It's coming up on Sunday, so everybody do a little praying today. I'm going to end this, and then we're going to have another video update of the slip form concrete that we poured so far. So